Hey guys, I'm Tim at MrMaple.com. We're a mail order business in Western North Carolina. We ship directly to your door. We do over 1,000 varieties of Japanese maples, some rare conifers, a lot of cool other interesting rare plants including azaleas and ginkgo trees. Check us out on MrMaple.com. We had at least 10 new trees every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, that's right. We add plants constantly on MrMaple.com, and Tuesdays at 10 a.m. is our weekly release. Now today we're bringing you a video on Cedrus deodara Wells Golden. Awesome, awesome conifer. Now if you like conifer content, check out our YouTube channel on MrMaple.com. We have a lot of videos all about conifers and a lot of things about Japanese maples as well. Make sure you subscribe to our Mr. Maple show on YouTube. We'd really appreciate it. Now Wells Golden, it's a Cedrus deodara. The Cedrus deodaras, they're extremely heat tolerant. Often people come to us and they say, what conifers can I grow in the heat of the South? Look no further than Cedrus deodara Wells Golden. This is a conifer that can go zone 7 through 11. Extremely, extremely heat tolerant. I mean, this is an evergreen that's going to give you a really large tree as it matures. In 10 years, this is a plant that will be about 12 feet in height. So it makes a good sized specimen out in the landscape garden. It's got a good moderate growth rate. But the thing I love about Wells Golden is the color this tree provides. As the new growth comes on, if you give it some sunlight, this is a plant that will really give you some good yellow color. Now, the new growth will be a bright yellow. The older growth will actually be a more yellow as well in the sunlight. The key with Cedrus deodara is to make sure you give it some sunlight so it can really get the adequate amount of light to really grow and thrive and do well for you. It's going to look a lot fuller, a lot denser, and have a better growth rate in the sunlight than if you grow it in a partial shade or a shaded location. Now, Wells Golden, this is a plant that's pretty amazing. I mean, with its upright structures, it really has a traditional Cedrus deodara shape and that extra added yellow interest with the needles. Pair this out there in the landscape with some of your Colorado blue spruces with Japanese maples that have some of that red color. They're going to play off each other so well out in the landscape and garden. Wells Golden, this was a selection by Wells Nursery from Mount Vernon in Washington. That nursery introduced some really cool plants. Wells Golden is one of my favorite ones that they've introduced. I mean, the yellow color on this is electric out in the landscape. And for a conifer that can do well in the deep south, Cedrus deodara Wells Golden is one that's easy to grow for most people in those high heat areas. Wells Golden, this is a plant you should definitely try out in your landscape, definitely try out in your garden. This thing is a rock star when it comes to putting on color and evergreen interest. I mean, this plant is simply amazing. Now, the Cedrus deodaras, make sure you give them plenty of good drainage. They don't want to go somewhere where it's boggy or wet feet. Very much like many of the Japanese maples, good drainage is paramount when it comes to the conifers. If you give a conifer too much water, you end up getting a lot of early needle drop. And then you'll have to treat your plant so this plant can get back into a good growth rate and start growing. Best just to make sure you don't give that plant too much water, give it good drainage to begin with, and that plant's going to thrive for you and do really well for you out in the landscape and garden. A lot of our Japanese maples are in a 55% white poly, and we grow our conifers in that as well. So the color on this plant isn't going to be the same when you grow this in the sunlight versus the shade. The colors are actually going to pick up even more and give an even brighter yellow color than when you receive this plant in our shipping box. You're going to open it up, and then that color is going to start getting more and more electric the more sunlight you give it. This is a plant you're sure to love. Make sure you get it on MrMaple.com. We really appreciate you watching today. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much. Take care, and God bless.